Big up Unique. Big up Unique. Unique is back on the Patreon. Unique is being cheeky and he's back on the Patreon. Unique is being cheeky and he's back on the Patreon. He posted this video of a chin Q&A. There was a chin Q&A on the Patreon, I guess. And Unique grabbed it. I'm guessing now Unique to be more smart, by the way. Unique, I hope you're listening and watching. Unique, please be more smart. Please be more cunning. And don't post your name. I mean, if you're going to comment on the Patreon, cool. But don't comment. But don't show your comment on the fucking screen. You know what I mean? Don't make it obvious that everyone knows who you fucking are. Just post on there like you want, you know, anonymously and shit. You'll be fine. But as long as you don't make people aware of it, they won't snitch on you or report you and shit. But yeah, he's back on the Patreon now. So he grabbed a chin Q&A. He grabbed a little chin Q&A. Let's go through that. He grabbed a little chin Q&A.
Are you happy in Austin? Yeah, like... So
no, basically no. He didn't answer it straight away. No, it's no. Oh look, he cleared his table. I wonder if he heard. Do you think he listens? Do you think he listens? He cleared the back table. He got rid of the fucking screwdriver. There was a massive drill here, innit? You got a little plant there with the pot. I don't know why there's a mirror there, but anyway. Okay, he got, yeah, because on this little kitchen island thing, there was like a random drill. It just looked like a house of a fucking divorced dad. There's like a drill here and some other tools and shit. So yeah, he finally cleared that table. Good boy, Chin. Good boy. It's looking a lot more cleaner in general anyway. It looks a lot more homely and cleaner. Still probably needs something more, but yeah, no problem.
So am I happy in Austin altogether in a general way? Yeah, I'm happy in Austin.
Am I happy in the general way? That doesn't sound too convincing, brother. Doesn't sound too... Your face also doesn't look too convincing. Am I happy in a general way?
I don't know if you guys know this, or I know some of you know this, but I don't know if the majority of you know this, but I was, you know, I immigrated here from Korea when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And the first place we moved to was Texas. And I have so many great memories from Texas. The people were amazing, you know, the friends.
So you're basically white. Good to know.
I made were amazing as a little kid, you know, obviously. But yeah, as far as now, the main thing that happened when we moved to Texas was I just had to get my brain going for all of the stuff we have to do for work. So it's hard for me. It was really hard for me to like just really soak in the good stuff from Texas. I just concentrated on all the work stuff.
So why does it seem like he's so stressed out, but Brendan and Brian aren't? I don't get that part of the story. I understand what he's trying to say, but why has Brendan and Brian settled down quite well in Austin? Brendan's kids go to sports games. Brendan's wife has found friends with the neighbors and hangs out with them. They go on little mini trips and shit. They haven't looked like they have taken any time to settle, really. They've settled right away. Brendan and his family have settled right away. They've got, you know, apart from the moving now, they look like they've settled right into their community. They found their fucking, you know, things to do, hobbies to do, places to hang out and shit. They went away recently to fucking Florida, had a good time over there with the kids and shit. Why has Chin's entire life been dedicated to work and it's been rattling him and he can't appreciate Texas or the good things? And he's focused only on that, when the people that are actually own the show, they seem to be settling in pretty good. They seem to have a decent work-life balance. Why is he already like, oh my god, it's so stressful, I can't do anything? It's like, are those guys not giving any help? Does he just generally have a bigger workload than they do anyway? Like, what the hell's going on? Doesn't make sense to me.
And it's been nonstop since. So, you know, other than, you know, having to deal with work stuff and all the madness that goes on with that, like, being here is...
What's the madness though? Like, I'm agreeing with Coiler. I think this guy makes more of the job than what it is. What's the real madness though, really? Maybe when they first moved in, they had to sort out the fucking air conditioner, sort out they had that, was it a trip light? No, I think it was a motion light, right? Because the garage, they had to maybe switch out the motion light so to make sure that the light stayed on the whole time. Chin fucked around with the filters to make sure the microphones didn't pick up the really loud air conditioner. But what's the madness, really? There's no madness. It's a fucking storage unit come studio. The equipment's always in there. What's the madness really of dealing with TFATK? What's the madness? I don't know. I think he makes more out of the job to make it feel more worthwhile or something. but it doesn't sound like it doesn't look like it's that hard. Maybe I'm saying this from the comfort of my own home, but it doesn't look like it's too hard. You one producer, you got two co-hosts. They come there twice a week for the most part. The equipment's always there. You've been doing this for fucking 10 plus years now. Like, you should be running on autopilot, really.
It's great. I just miss my friends from Orange County, but you know, they're gonna visit me soon, and I can always visit Orange County, and I can always visit California, where my friends are at, LA. So it's not a huge deal. It's only a 3-hour flight.
I don't know, man. You're 50, bro. Get over your friends. If you lose them, you lose them. Not gonna lie, not to be super mean, bro, but you're 50. It'll be different if you're like 25, 35 even, and you left fucking LA or whatever, right? You left LA to move to another place. Like, you're 50. I don't know. Go back from time to time if you want to hang out with your friends, but your friends not being there is really like, it's really rattling you to this level. I don't know. It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd, man. It's a bit odd. You're a bit too grown for that sort of shit. Sometimes at his age, a woman could maybe just take him away from his friends, you know? At his age, if he was dating somebody and they were serious, she could pull him away from his friends because he would have to like start building a life with her and focusing with you. Do you know what I mean? So this day was bound to come. It would, whether it was TFATK, whether it was a potential partner or a potential wife or whatever, husband, that would have definitely taken him away from his friends anyway. So it's like, you know what I mean? You were never gonna be just with them all the time unless he just wants to be alone. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a bit weird for a guy his age to be like, I don't have any friends. It's like, I don't know, make new ones or just like suck it up. You're 50, bro.
Fernando, hey Chin, how much money do you make? I'm just kidding. I know you won't answer, but specifically, I know you won't answer specifically, but ballpark, like 90K. And then Cher goes, I sure hope it's more than 90K a year. I'm not going to tell you how much I make, but...
Wow, he doesn't make 90K. Oh, no. You people in the stream chat were right. Chin doesn't even make 90K. The way that he answered that, he definitely doesn't make near 90K. If he made 90K, he would have said. The fact that he answered it the way he answered it, he makes no way close. He probably makes about 50, innit? Fuck, you guys were right, man. You guys, remember we were guessing? And I was saying, I hope he makes 100 at least. Remember when I said, I hope you make 100? Remember when I said that? What an idiot I am. What a fucking idiot I am. I should have known better. He works for fucking Brendan Schaub. I should have known better. He works for Brendan Schaub as if Brendan would pay him 100 grand a year. As if Brendan would actually recognize that he's the only one that can do the job that he does. Although he does it shit, he's still the only one that does it. He's Mr. Reliable. I don't think he's taken a day off since he started this job. I don't think so. I can't remember the last time he actually didn't show up to record. There's no way Brendan will give him 100 grand a year. Because the way he answered that question, there's no way he gets 90. I don't believe it. I don't think he gets 90.
Fernando, hey Chin, how much money do you make? I'm just kidding. I know you won't answer, but specifically, I know you won't answer specifically, but ballpark, like 90K. And then Cher goes, I sure hope it's more than 90K a year. I'm not going to tell you how much I make, but...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much I make.
He definitely doesn't make 90 in it. He definitely doesn't make 90. That little fucking mouth movement there. Huh? That little... Yeah. That's not the face of somebody that makes 90. That's not the face. That's not the lip movement of somebody that makes 90 grand. Because if you make the money that they said, you just say, look, guys, you got nothing to worry about. I'm well looked. He didn't even say that. He didn't even say, look, guys, don't worry. You got nothing to worry about. I appreciate the concern, but I get looked after really well. He didn't even say that. Like, fuck. Brendan probably pays this guy 50 grand, you know? Knowing Brendan, knowing how much of an asshole Brendan is, you probably pays this guy 50K. It wouldn't surprise me if Brendan pays this guy 50 fucking K. What an idiot. What an asshole. He's the only one that's there all the time. He has to be there all the time. For better or worse, he never takes a fucking day off. He's the only one that knows how to record, to upload the videos. He does all the ads, right? Inserts the ads into the fucking thing on whatever podcast audio platform they put it in. Nowadays he's doing the timestamps, right? I think he's doing the timestamp. I think it's him. Now that he does the timestamps. I don't know who does the Photoshop thumbnails, but Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell, Chin. I bet he gets 50. I bet Brendan only pays him 50. I bet you any money Brendan only gives this guy 50 grand. Which is peanuts when you think about how much he does. A lot of it is brought on himself, I know. A lot of it is brought on himself. As Coyle has mentioned a bunch of times, he does make small work into big work to fill maybe, I don't know, to just fill his days up and top. I don't really know, or maybe just not good at it. But regardless of how chaotic and unorganized and a little bit sloppy that he is, he still does a lot. He still busts his ass, you know? He still does bust his ass. He deserves way more than fucking 50. But I think he only gets 50. I think, based on how he answered that question, there's no way he gets more than 50 grand. Because they said 90 and he didn't. I mean, he didn't even try to fight it and say, no, Brendan looks after me, Brian looks after me, I'm well compensated, I'm working. No, he didn't say any of that shit. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Fuck. Big up on Coyle here. Stockholm Syndrome is getting to such competitive freelance. Exactly. Big up Unfathomable. You know he's never off the clock. Yeah, never. That's exactly Unfathomable. I forgot about that too. He works on his holidays. He takes his fucking laptop to Korea with him, bro. When he goes to visit his family, he takes his fucking laptop to Korea. He works on weekends. He works during after hour pod. When they're doing the after hour pod, he's sitting there working. When they're recording their pod, he does with his friends and stuff. He's working on TFATK at home whilst he's recording a podcast that he's doing for free in his own time. God damn it, Chin. God damn it. For fuck's sake, Chin. Yeah, he's definitely not getting more than that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much I make. I think that's it. Jesse Botello, how do I get an ad ran on TFATK? Abel Macias, what happened with your last girlfriend? My last girl that I dated or my last girlfriend? And then what's a girlfriend? After what? How many months?
He knows what they're asking. He knows what they're asking. They're asking about Jobbo, man. Stop acting dumb. Stop playing dumb. You know exactly what they're asking. They're asking about Jobbo, but he didn't bite. He did well. He saw the bait. He didn't bite. He saw the bait, but he didn't bite. They're asking about Jobbo. What counts as a girlfriend? How many months is the girlfriend? Does she have to say yes, or do you have to ask her? Technically, what's a girlfriend? Is it someone that you're with to? He knows exactly what that question. He knows exactly what that question means. Basically, you got 0 bitches, right? Just admit. Basically, you got 0 bitches. Chin's a legend. What does actually mean if you got a girlfriend? One more time. What? Look at him.
Jesse Botello, how do I get an ad ran on TFATK? Abel Macias, what happened with your last girlfriend?
Chin, don't say that. Chin, don't say that. Sorry, not Chin. Coyle, don't say that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, it makes me feel so bad for the guy, man. Coyle's so right. I bet some years it's as low as 30k and he gets a chunk of ad sales to make him feel like he needs to stay. Yeah, because doesn't Chin own a part of didn't Brendan give Chin like shares in the football or something? So he earns no, it wasn't. That's the thing, no? They said that Brendan gave Chin like shares or something, so he earns a chunk of the ads or whatever. It's like, so it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Coyle's right. It wouldn't surprise me if Brendan pays him a shit base salary, but then the idea is that, oh, you make it up with how much ads we get in, like under the geyser or under the slogan of whatever you kill you eat. So if Chin's able to secure ads, which might explain also why he's on the phone to advertisers. Actually, remember there was some fishing trips where Chin will be on the phone talking to the advertisers and shit. Maybe that's why Chin gets involved in all the ad stuff, because it benefits him. So if he gets more ads on deck, and they advertise more and they go well, it can add to his base salary. So yeah, you're right. You're right. But, oh my god, that is awful, man. Imagine he's on 30 grand. Imagine if he's not even on 50, he's on 30k, doing all that work he does for TFATK, working around the clock. Like Unfathomable said, he doesn't take a day off. He works 24/7. He's always on the call, on the clock or something. Yeah, what's that saying? He's always on the clock, right? Ay 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 ay, Chin.
My last girl that I dated or my last girlfriend? And then what's a girlfriend after what? How many months? Years or months or what is it?
What's the define girlfriend? Chin, define girlfriend.
I'm not with anyone that I dated. So there's that.
We know, bro. Don't worry. We know. We can tell by your interior. We can definitely tell by your interior. You're not with any. We can definitely tell. Don't worry about that, bro. We can definitely tell.
Mike Oxbrown. Chin, what do you miss most about LA? Appreciate your hard work. What would you imagine I missed the
Big up MK. Isn't it Podcast One's job to score money for TFATK? Yes, but no. Yes, but no. Podcast One probably brings in some ads, but if you can bring in more, I don't think they're gonna turn it down. Or you can just insert them yourself. You know? I don't think you'll turn it down, or you just insert them in yourself. So I don't think that really matters. I think I think so in that respect. But there's also the suggestion that Podcast One hasn't re-signed them, which might explain some of the janky ads they've been getting recently. I don't think they've been re-signed. I don't think TFATK got re-signed. So maybe that might explain some of the stress levels that Chin's been talking about. Maybe he's been required to go out there and find more advertisers and shit. I don't know.
most about LA? First of all, obviously, family, friends. But right there is food. LA and Orange County has the best food, especially Asian food. So that's what I miss the most. JH, you're underpaid. How do you know how much I make?
Look at his face, man. Look at his face. Look at his face, man. Look at his face, man. He's just happy to have a job. He's not gonna be the good. Do you think someone like Chin has the courage to pull Brendan aside and be like, "Hey, I'm underpaid"? He's almost feeling embarrassed. Like the comments and the questions are like fighting for him, are like trying to cheer him on, and he almost feels embarrassed reading it. He's almost like a bit uncomfortable. Guys, stop it! Stop asking about my pay. Stop trying to help me and trying to figure out if I'm paid well or not. Please, guys, stop. I don't want to get in trouble. Please, guys, stop asking me questions about pay. I don't want to get in trouble. Ay, Chin. Come on.
I make. You're underpaid. Demand more money because you are holding it all together. Thank you very much for saying that, by the way.
You see, he didn't clarify and say, no, don't worry, I'm being well looked after. The boys looked after me. Brendan and Brian really look after me. I'm being paid. He didn't say that. He says, thank you so much for your support. So he's definitely not being paid well. he's definitely underpaid, at least. Wells may be subjective, but he's definitely being underpaid for the roles and for the amount of work that he puts in there. That I can almost guarantee.
Chair, again. I bet Chin's paid very well. I'd be surprised if Chin's ever thought to himself, they don't pay me enough. Have you ever felt like you've ever been paid enough?
That's a cop-out though, isn't it, mate? That's a cop-out though, Chin. You know exactly what people are meaning. That's a fucking cheeky little cop-out there. Have you ever felt like you've been paid enough? Yes, but yes, some people do. Some people do work in places where they feel like, yes, you're adequately compensated, because most of the time, in my experience, at least anyway, I'm sure it's the same in America. I'm sure it's probably even worse in America. I'm sure it's even worse in America. But in the UK, at least, the more money you make, the more responsibility you have. It goes hand in hand. You'd never get more salary. You never get a promotion, or you never get an increase in your salary without your employer requiring more of you. Whether it's your time, whether it's your effort, whether it's your responsibilities, nothing comes for free, right? So if you want more money, it usually comes with added responsibilities. Chin does a lot. Chin does a lot for Thick Boy, does a lot for Fighting the Kid, does a lot for Brenda, does for Brian. He should be adequately compensated for the amount of work that he does. Whether or not we respect or like the work that he does or think he's wasting time or not is not the problem here. It's not the main thing. Put that to one side. The main thing should be for the amount of effort and the time that he spends on TFATK, he should be getting way more. But he won't, because he's one of these like submissive, shy immigrant types, right? He's the kind of guy, unfortunately, who kind of like kowtows a bit to white people. I get the vibe for Chin. Not just, again, I'm just, I'm being a bit parasocial and reading into things and, psychoanalyzing and shit. But I get the feeling he's a little bit, he defers a lot and acts a little bit like the simp and the cuck and the fucking good boy and the toot and the like the pupil when he's around Brendan Bryan. Although Brendan, I think, is like literally a year older than him or something, right? But I don't. I think that kind of doesn't help things. I think that doesn't help things also. But yeah, Chin ain't gonna try and negotiate for shit.
Think about that. Chris, 2 questions. You've recently become the target of some of these Chanels. I read it as Chanels because it's CHANELS.
Was it really that funny though? Was it really that funny?
I read it as Chanels because it's...
Really? Really? Slap your knee funny? Was it really that funny? Really? Huh. Okay.
You've recently become the target of some of these Chanels. I read it as Chanels because it's CHA.
All right, buddy. All right. We got it.
But you mean channels, right? So you've recently become the target of some of these other channels content talking about you hating Texas and hating your job and stuff. If you can just touch on that to set the record straight, that would be cool. Number 2, favorite and least favorite guests since you've been there. Not how good, poor the episode was, but solely their vibe and how they treated you and the guys. If people are making content about me, that's just a trip, and that alone is such a trip. It doesn't make sense to me. If I hated being in Texas, why would I still be here?
Because you need a job. What kind of nonsense is that? What type of nonsense rhetorical question is that? If I hated being here, then why would I be here? Because you need a job. Obviously, duh. You want the job, though. You like having a salary. Although he does not paid well, he still enjoys having a salary. He still enjoys making some money, so he can take some of that money to Korean barbecue, some of that money to get beers and shit. Like, you'd rather have some than no money, You'd rather have a little amount of money than have absolutely zero. So that's why he's still there. Why would I still be here if I hated it? Like, as if no one's ever worked a job they hate before. Come on.
If I hated my job and stuff, why would I still be working? If I ever get to a point where I hate something, I'll leave.
I don't think he hates his job. Like being a podcast producer on TFATK. I think he enjoys it. I think it probably gives him a lot of fulfillment and somewhat a little bit of purpose, especially given how old he is and not having a family, all that sort of shit. Being distracted by work can be really helpful. Trust me, I've been there. It can be really fucking helpful, right? To just be distracted from work so you're not talking to real life humans and you just sort of like, for lack of a better word, you're kind of dialed in and shit, right? That could be a good thing. That can really, really, really be a good thing. But being okay with your work and also enjoying where you're at, I don't think, those are mutually exclusive. But I also think there's been enough, signs and things said which would make you believe that, yeah, the other half maybe doesn't feel the same. But I don't know. If Chin says he's happy, I guess he's happy then. We can't get into his mind. If he's happy with his situation, happy situation. But I think it's more so a fact of like, what's that word? Is it content? Is it content? I guess it's content. Like, he tried to leave, clearly. I think so. I think he did try to leave. Before they moved to Austin, Texas, I think he was actively looking for spots that he could go to, gigs that he could get in LA, so he didn't have to move to Austin. I don't think he wanted to move. That's for sure. Because already he mentions about the food and missing his friends, so he loves being in LA. So I think he did try to leave, but he couldn't get a job. So then he did the smart thing, which is the grown-up thing, and just sucked it up and went anyway, right? Went to, and then hoped that, you know, maybe something will happen there, will change. I don't know, but let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. But also, Chin doesn't strike me the kind of person who's a, you know, he's not the most. He's probably a quite risk averse anyway. You know, he gives me the risk averse type of person. So who knows? Even if he did find somebody, would he actually? If he found another gig, would he even have? Would he even leave? I doubt it. He's a bit too comfortable, you know. He's a bit too comfy. But big up, Chin.
You know, with every job, with everything with every job you have, you want to come to an agreement of what you're worth and everything else. But yeah, for me, I don't know.
Yeah, he's not paid well. He's not paid well. He's not paid well. This man is not paid well, man. This man is not paid well. I get the feeling he doesn't even mind that he works around the clock, because I honestly do think people like a guy like Chin kind of enjoys being relied upon. You know, he kind of enjoys being relied upon and working around the clock. I don't think he has a problem with that whatsoever. I think the money thing probably just pisses him off, you know, because he also drinks and likes to eat out. So a lot of that money goes quite quickly. You're like, hold on, like, how much am I getting paid? You know, he wants to buy a new microphone and suddenly he's having to save 6 paychecks again. And he's like, what the fuck? And this guy just bought another fucking Hummer. He just bought another Dodge and he was struggling, you know, to sell, you know, I don't know, to carry on with the Prius or whatever he's got. Yeah, I get it. I 100% understand.
Target of some of these other channels.
Mm-hmm.
Let's redo this. As far as channels talking about how I hate my job and stuff, and hate being in Texas, I don't hate being in Texas and I don't hate my job. First of all, I mentioned before that, you know, I grew up in Texas. Texas is a huge part of my past that I love, you know, memories and everything. I still have family here that I love dearly. So, and my memories of Texas are awesome. They've always been great.
I have good memories of Texas. Why would I hate it? So your memories dictate your current feelings. Your memories of a place dictate how you currently feel about it. Huh? What the fuck's he talking about?
It's different now because, you know, my friends and my family, my core group of friends and my immediate family, they're not here. So that's a bummer, obviously. It would be a bummer to any of you guys.
Not really. Not if you're 50 years old. You have to just move on with life, man. You can't be around your friends and family all the time, especially at that age. You have to maybe start looking after yourself, doing other things. I don't know. It's just a bit weird, you know? Like even you guys, like, I don't know if I'd be that dependent on my friends and family when I'm 50, you know? I wouldn't want to be as well, you know? I want to kind of be a little bit self-sufficient and shit. But maybe everyone's different. Maybe everyone's different.
And then hating the job, I don't hate the job. It's just very, very demanding. And
you hate the job?
You know, it can get very, very crazy.
You hate the job?
So it's just more like, yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't hate it, though.
I don't hate it. I just dislike it sometimes. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck is Brendan doing to this guy behind the scenes, man? What the fuck is Brendan doing to this guy behind the scenes? Could you imagine? We saw the text that BGO gets from Brendan, right? The fucking little sassy, passive-aggressive one. Could you imagine the type of passive-aggressive, sassy texts that Brendan sends to fucking Chin on the regular? Where's the fucking thing, man? Where's the title, man? Where's the fucking title? I mean, relax, please. But yeah, Brendan doesn't pay this guy well, overworks him, probably asking for assets and stuff like at all ungodly hours of the night and shit. Ay. Hey, let's continue.
It's not about hate. I would not be sacrificing all my time moving to a different place where I don't have my family, don't have my friends, doing all this stuff if I hated my job. By the way,
or the other interpretation could be you moved there because you didn't have a job, so you'd rather have something than nothing. But hey, what do I know?
Reason why I've never missed a show is for you guys. Don't forget that.
Nice little parasocial attempt there. I do this for you guys. The only reason why I haven't missed a show is for the fans. Bro, don't worry, you can miss a show, man. I don't think the fans are going to lose out on much if Chin had to miss 2 shows because he went away to visit his family. No one would give a fuck. No one would probably notice, especially if Brendan and Brian didn't do it. No one would notice. Just pick up next week. I mean, it's not big of a deal. It really isn't that big of a deal, honestly. But yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. Is that it? Is that the last question or is that more? Let's see.
Dmitry Gorbunov.
Okay, more.
Who's the... Oh, wait, I missed one. I missed one. Oh, least favorite guest. I mentioned the guest before that I thought was not cool, but then you know what happened after that, so that I feel terrible.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Favorite? So many favorites. All the best, dude. Everyone.
Can you maybe name one? Could you maybe be specific and name one? Maybe share an anecdotal story. Is it no hard to do that? Come on, Garrett. Come on, guy. God damn.
I don't want to leave anyone out. Literally, almost every single guest that we had on here, they're super awesome. They've been cool to me. They reach out to me when I'm going through stuff, so they're awesome.
Brendan Chops.
So yeah, big up Unique. I don't know, man. I feel bad for the guy. I know I like to rag on him a lot on here. Because, you know, it's fun to rag on him. But in this instance, I do feel kind of bad for him, not gonna lie. I think we've found out. Big up Unique, by the way, for the video. I think we found out from this video that there's not a chance in hell. He's getting paid anywhere north of 50 grand, especially after everything that's been said. It's just a bit messed up, isn't it, considering how much, you know, he does for the show. You know, I might not rate his output. Might think it's a bit chaotic, but there's no denying he's done a lot for the fucking brand. There's nothing, you know. Shit money, shit working conditions. You know what would really piss me off if I was him? I'm not gonna lie. You know what really would have pissed me off? It would be the money, of course, the shitty base salary, but it would also be him turning up in different cars every week. It's like, God, like going to an auction to buy a car. It's like, motherfucker, why don't you auction in my salary? It's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, it's just a bit, it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad how he gets treated. But again, you know, in these instances, as much as I would like to go off on Brendan for not paying his producer, who's literally the most important person at the show besides him, well enough, you also have to wonder, how's he able to get away with this for so long, you know? That's the thing. Chin letting man get away with treating him like that for so long is crazy work. Crazy work. But, you know, what can you do? Big up Unique. Big up Blood Clot Unique.